Sometimes it is not enough to store only one data item in one variable, and you need to store multiple data items under the same variable name. In order to do that, you have to use Python list. It is just like the fact, let's say there is a new restaurant in town and they are serving nice breakfast, and in the early morning there is a long queue in front of the restaurant. Now the receptionist has two different options to manage the queue. First, the receptionist can address each individuals in that queue by their name to manage the queue. For example, Alice, come to the front. Bob, go to the back. Charles, come to the middle. Something like that. However, although it can work for a short queue, but what will happen if the queue is really long? There are many persons. It is not possible for the receptionist to remember everyone's name, or at least it is very hard to remember, right? In that case, the other option is the receptionist can simply use the location of the person in that queue to address each individual. For example, person 1 come to the front, or person 2 go to the back, person 3 come to the middle, something like that. That's the concept of array in Python, or list in Python. Here I have used the same variable name called name followed by an equal symbol, then inside an opening and closing box bracket I have stored 4 different data items. The first one is a string Alice, the second one is another string Bob, the third one is Charles, and the fourth one is Della. And now in Python you can simply use an index in order to access each of the item, or simply print each of these items. As you can see in here, I have used print name, then followed by an index number to print the value stored in that index. Now, one thing you have to notice here, that indexing in a list always start from 0 and not 1. So if you want to print Alice, you have to use name 0 and not 1. If you use name 1, it will print Bob. So it will start from 0, the next one is 1, 2, 3, and so on. So if you just run this code snippet, you will see that name 0 printed Alice, name 1 print Bob, name 2 here print Charles, and name 3 print Della. So this is a list which consists only strings. That is Alice, Bob, Charles, and Della. Now in Python, it is possible to store different types of data item in one single list, as you can see in this example over here. Here I have used a variable name called another list, and here I have stored multiple different type of data item in that list. So here assume that Alice is an employee and I am storing all the records of Alice in one list. So for example, the first one is Alice's name, that is a string Alice. The second one is Alice's age, that is, let's say, 20. The third one is Alice's salary, which is a floating point number, that is 4000.56. And the first one and the last one, let's say, is employee or not, some validity checking, and the value is true. So here it is, as you can see, there are multiple different types of data items stored in here. And if you run this piece of code, it will give you the proper result. The first item, another list 0, it is printing Alice. The 1, it is printing 20. Then index 2, another list 2, it is printing 4000.56 over here, and print another list 3, it is printing true from here. If you are coming from C++ or Java background, you may find it a little different from that.